Welcome to Gunners Are Us, where we are positively Arsenal.
And that we are. And that is how we start the podcast, because this week I did a podcast with Bruno.
You did, that was very good.
Yeah, we had a little listen back just to see what we thought. And I know Bruno's had a little bit of constructive criticism. One of them was that he sounds like Robbie Savage talking about football, which we got a good laugh out of. But no, it was very insightful and interesting to play devil's advocate.
Oh, literally.
Yeah,
the Red Devil's advocate.
The Red Devil's advocate. When it comes to Manchester United. So if you haven't listened to that, make sure you go give that a download and a little listen. But this week is a whole new week.
I think you might have to go back and just re-listen to that one, because I don't think we've got anything to talk about. Really.
Yeah, there's nothing's happened in football this week, it seems, except for everything. So, like I said, at the start of this podcast, start of the season, we said we'd do well if 1 week we didn't talk about either VAR or Havertz.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about both of these guys today.
Well, depending on how all this stuff goes with VAR, like with Arteta writing a letter and everything, I don't know if we're going to be allowed to talk about VAR anymore.
Yeah,
there might be a ban.
There might be a ban across all forms of podcasting towards Arsenal and everything. And they've said they're going to double down, and they're not afraid to protest if any more bad decisions happen. Yeah. But we'll get to that in the club statement. We're going to talk about all of that. And we're going to talk about the fact that we got Champions League tonight. There's a little bit of Champions League last night. We've got all the VAR incidents from over the weekend, including Chelsea and Spurs, and the media's love for that big teddy bear Ange. And then we got talk about some of the refs that have been added to huge games this weekend. We'll be in here for Prediction League, as always. And then we're going to finish with a little, maybe a brief outro that might involve a little international break, but talk, but I doubt it, because we'll save that for next week, because next week's podcast will be deep inside that horrid, nasty international break. And so maybe we'll leave that. But for now, Joe and I, here we are. Simon will be joining us, I believe. He'll be popping in the old Zoom for the Prediction League and probably for a little bit of VAR chat. But you can follow us at ByTBL on forms of social media. You can follow Simon at Simon Miller 316 on forms of social media. And make sure you like and subscribe to this podcast, 5-star review, all those kind of things. Download it 1,000 times, everything I always say. So, first little bit of talk, I thought we'd ease ourselves in with a little bit of Champions League talk.
We're literally going to have to tick off these things as we go.
We are.
Yeah.
There's a lot to get through. So we're going to start with a little Champions League, because tonight Arsenal have Sevilla. Woo! I'd say it's quite a big game.
Yeah.
The win away at Sevilla 2 weeks ago has definitely alleviated a lot of that stress.
Yeah.
Because before that game, I started to worry because of the loss in Lens.
Yeah.
I thought, ooh, this is going to get like how Newcastle are dealing with it now. And again, because we're going to talk about Newcastle, very much enjoyed their Champions League downfall last night. That hopefully will end in them getting no European football. Actually, I'd like them to get stuck in amongst the mire of the Europa League, just so they can struggle in the league, just to get dumped out of the quarterfinals.
I struggled with this week because I'm glad we didn't record a podcast at the weekend. I know we're going to get deeper into all this, but
I was angry.
I mean, I'm gonna try and be on the fence a little bit. No.
There's two things that I think that we've been quite good at, is being quite unbiased, and being quite pro every other team,
we're respectful,
including the big rival. This week that all goes out the window. I'm not pro that team. That rival has annoyed me to no end.
I'm kind of glad
that team hasn't. The media around that team has annoyed me, and then Newcastle have annoyed me. The referees have annoyed me.
Yeah. And
the way in which people have handled it, and the lack of common sense in all of this has annoyed me.
So I managed to get my blood pressure down a little bit before we came on this. But you saying that, it's rising. Like, it's rising. I might have to get going.
I nearly did a podcast Saturday just because I was so kind of irked.
Yeah.
That's the word.
Irked is a good word, yeah.
Sure. I was Urkel. Call me Urkel. But no, we got Champions League. So yeah, Newcastle lost to Dortmund last night.
Yep.
City are cruising.
Yeah.
That's about that. But as far as Sevilla at home, I thought we were much better than them away from home.
Yeah.
The only thing we struggled with was a little bit of the atmosphere and the late kind of push from them. I think if we play how we should play, I don't see them causing too many troubles.
Yeah.
Hopefully we win this, because if we win this, and I think it's Lons, if they win and we win, I think we're officially through.
Okay.
We're just not top or second yet. But with 2 games remaining, it would be very nice to be officially in the knockouts.
It's tough coming off of 2.
But you don't want to get Bayern Munich in the next round by coming second.
No.
You know, you want to prolong like City last year, you want the easiest route to the final.
You want to enjoy the journey a little bit, you know?
Yeah, because I get stuck because as a fan, I kind of half of me wants demand. I want to get Real Madrid. I want to get Bayern Munich.
Yeah.
Because that's why you want to watch Champions League. I don't watch Champions League for us versus Lons.
No.
Because you can do
Well,
that
in the early stages, you can enjoy it.
This part, but once you get to the knockouts, I would take a slightly smaller team in the next maybe one round.
Yeah.
Once you get to the quarters, like I have this image, I think I've talked about it on here. Hot night at the Emirates.
Yep.
Flags are up.
Yeah.
Not a hot night, but like a bright night.
Yeah.
First half is in the light, second half in the dark.
Mm-hmm.
Two-legged tie. We need to win at home.
Yeah.
And you got a big team in town, like a Madrid or Juventus. I'm talking 10 years ago when we were actually in the Champions League.
Yeah.
Whereas now, those teams are like Napoli in that, and it doesn't feel quite the same.
Yeah.
So I do kind of want to see us have to host Real Madrid or host Bayern Munich. I would hate to go through and come top, and then the first round is PSG.
Yeah.
For example.
Albeit I'd take PSG over like a lot of the other teams.
Yeah. They're more beatable.
Yeah.
Over two legs.
Which is crazy to say.
But do you know what I mean? You don't want you almost want a Sevilla sized team.
Yeah. It's weird because compared to when we used to do this, I think was it the year we went to the final, we had Real Madrid in the quarters?
I think it might have been the round of 16.
Was it? It was quite early, and we managed to somehow beat them.
We 1-0 over two legs with them, and then I think we went 1-0 over Juventus over two legs.
Yeah, and then we had Villarreal in the semis.
In the semis, where we won 1-0, I think, over two legs.
So we managed to get to the semis and go against what was the giant killers at the time. They weren't the big team, but they were the team that were chipping away at it, and it was a tough game. Came down to the wire.
Late penalty save from Lehmann.
Yeah, I don't think there's many like that now, though. There's strong teams all over the place.
Yeah, that's the thing is, even when you look at the group we're in, Lons, who haven't been in it for 20 years, but are a decent team with Wale up front and things like that. Then you've got Sevilla, who win Europa League every year. It seems. And again, strong enough side that you wouldn't be surprised if they went through with us. That's the team you expect to go through.
Yeah,
it's just weird that if we win tonight and Lons win, Lons are the ones going through, and Sevilla naturally go take their place in the Europa League.
Yeah, I'd like to see Lons go through. I quite like them.
In amongst all this, PSV are going to come fourth, bud.
Wow. Yeah,
and that's bizarre.
World football is it's strong across the board. There's no more there is giants. There's not really giant killers. There's more this secondary group of teams that are just as threatening, but not as high quality across the pitch, but just as threatening. That's what I was going to say, though. Going into this game, we've come off of 2 losses. No, we went out to Carabao. We lost to Newcastle. Normally, you'd be worried because the playing style on the pitch might be a bit off, which is making you very concerned. But the playing style on the pitch, I mean, the Carabao, we kind of played that like we didn't really want it.
Yeah, and I thought the first half was one of the easiest things I've seen. Yeah. Have we even spoken about? We haven't, have we?
I don't think so. No.
I just realised that. Yeah. So you're good. Hey, well done.
Well done. Thank you.
Yeah, because I thought in that first half we were 1-0 down. They had no shots on goal.
Yeah.
It was an own goal. It was a clear foul on Ramsdale, which again has led into the Arteta situation this weekend, which we're going to get into.
Yeah.
Is in a culmination that is peaked at that goal and that Bruno Guimaraes
performance in general.
But it all starts last week with this Carabao Cup.
It starts last season.
The one on Ramsdale starts that game. And then, Tomiyasu red. Jesus, no penalty. Kovacic, no red. In 10 games, we've had about 6 incidents that cost us situations. Or we've kind of outperformed our lack of red or lack of penalties or things
we got through
we should have got. And that's, I think, a combination. That's why he's so angry. I don't think it's just that goal. So Ramsdale, gets fouled. And then first half, I remember at half time, I felt so at ease. I was like, they can't create anything. We'll eventually figure it out. We just need to bring on some of the bigger players. Then before we knew it, Zinchenko bad defending at the back post, good finish from Kudus. And then Bowen deflected shot. And then we brought everyone on. And we were 3-0 down. It got away from us.
It was very unlucky.
And weirdly, Odegaard played 10 minutes at the end, scored, and now hasn't played. He isn't going to play tonight, and hasn't played at the weekend. It's a very odd situation.
That's a big miss.
Something going on there.
Yeah.
And again, we saw his decline of performance the 3 games prior.
Yeah.
So obviously something has been bothering him, and
Yeah.
obviously I'd like them to get to the bottom of it, because the quicker we get Odegaard performing top level, the better. But yeah, coming off 2 losses.
And normally going into these kind of games, coming off of 2 losses like that, you'd be watching the performances and thinking, oh my God, like the wheels have come off.
Yeah.
But they haven't. No. Like on the pitch, the Newcastle game and the West Ham game, performance-wise was fine. Like the
elements of it.
The performance at Newcastle was fine. Like we did what we normally do. It just so happened that they went out there to kind of bully us off the ball and get away with a goal somehow. But
get away with a lot. Yeah, it's an odd one. And also in that game with Newcastle, their top scorers, we held them to 0.16 xG.
Yeah.
Outside of the goal they scored, which is obviously higher xG. But if you take that goal away, they would have ended that game with 0.16.
Yeah.
That's
so statistically,
one of the lowest xGs of the season. Yeah. Which means that we did our job. There is a talk, and we'll get to it, that Arteta said that referee cost us 3 points today. I don't quite buy into that. I think he cost us a point.
Yeah.
Because I don't think we did enough in that game to win the game.
And a point at St. James's is fine. Like, that's good.
The way we played, we created a couple chances. We left them creating nothing.
Yeah.
If we got a draw and nicked it at the end, fair. But I don't think the ref cost us 3 points. Again, you could say Bruno goes off early.
Yeah.
And then maybe, but that's make believe. We don't know what's going to happen. They could have gone to 10 men and been better.
Yeah.
But as far as the ref now, I think he cost us a point. And again, a point in this league. Bruno, who was on here this week, we talk about it a lot. Points are like losses.
They are, yeah.
If you draw too many, it's worse than losing and winning. If we lost to Newcastle but beat Burnley, as opposed to draw both and be undefeated, we're better off having lost one.
Yeah.
So you sometimes you get caught up in the unbeaten thing.
Yeah. I think I cashed out on that unbeaten bet, wasn't it?
There you go. You could have maybe got one more week out of it or something.
I wouldn't have got through that Man City game, I don't think.
Stress levels.
Not with my sanity.
No. But no, for as far as Champions League, it's going to be an interesting lineup, because I think we've got no Eddie, no Odegaard, no Jesus, no Partey, no Smith Rowe.
Okay.
I think that's it. There's a talk that Saka's injured, but
I think he's always
he's carrying a knock. I think it will be Martinelli and Saka either side of. I think Kai9.
Let's go.
And again, we'll talk about Havertz, because I think he had. Maybe we'll start with some of the positives in the Newcastle game mixed in with this predicted lineup for the Champions League.
Yeah.
Kai9. Havertz had his best game against Newcastle, and I won't hear anything other. I thought he was really good.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. He's a little bit. It's so hard to explain. He's not Ozil.
No.
Because people talk about Ozil as like he's a bit languid. When you watch him, you feel a little bit uninspired.
The body language is very similar.
But he's not. Like when you watch, and he makes a lot of tackle. He wins a lot of duels.
Charges forward. I think there was one point where he charged forward the ball.
He needs to do that more. And I think there has been an element of him playing within himself via Chelsea.
Yeah. And
it's tripped over to us. And I think, he shows moments of like, I wouldn't say I've seen any moments of brilliance.
No.
But he's very... It's hard to explain. When you think of Rodri and Partey, they're both unreal.
Yeah.
And you got to remember, Partey kept Rodri out of the Atletico team. That's how good Partey is.
Yeah.
And we talk about how good Rodri is now. When you watch Rodri, there's a style to him that is very safe before danger.
Yeah.
So he'll play it sideways and backwards. He'll only turn into danger if he feels, if he gets past the ball 10 times, 9 times he goes sideways and backwards and safe ball and retains possession.
Unless he sees an opening.
The one time he does it, it works. Partey is the opposite. 9 times he'll turn through, break a press and go.
Yeah.
It's so aggressive. It's so exciting. And he's so good at it. So watching Partey is way nicer than watching Rodri. But the safety and the stuff that Rodri adds is so much better.
Yeah.
I am going to get to a point here. And this, by the way, is also what's bled into Arsenal and City becoming more boring last year.
Yeah.
City became more boring last year. We've become more boring this year. It's because they've gone safety first.
Yeah.
Let's shut up shop and make the other team create nothing, bore the life out of them, and we'll slowly score.
Yeah.
That's what City have been doing. And Arsenal this year, people think we're playing worse than last year. It's not that we're playing worse. We're just safer. We're not taking chances.
Well, it was more of a surprise last year. We were more up for it. Like, it just looked more like a young team that was overachieving, really.
And the style was aggressive. It was going forward. It was all this. Whereas this year, we've got the 4 centre-backs like City. And if it is a slight danger, like Jorginho is a perfect example of a Rodri type.
Yeah.
He will not just take a risk for the sake of taking a risk. Let's get another goal. Yeah. He goes, nah, we'll take our time.
Speaking of Jorginho quickly, though, That stat you showed me last night of his lack of injuries over his entire career is unreal.
So he is 31. He has missed a total of 17 days in his career. 3 for a fever, 7 for a muscle strain at Napoli. 3 for a fever was at his first team. Genoa, I believe. And then, Napoli 7 days. And then Chelsea, he missed 7 days in 2021. That is it.
Yeah.
And when you look at Partey, for example, before he joined Arsenal, he'd missed a month.
Yeah.
Since he's been at Arsenal, I don't think he's played more than 20 games a season. It's been unreal. And like right now, they're talking of him coming back after Christmas, where he's going to go to AFCON with Ghana.
Yeah.
So he would have played 2 games this season for us.
Wow.
And then by February, he would have played 1 more game than Timber, who tore his ACL in the first game of the season. Jesus. So when Timber comes back, Partey still won't be back from AFCON.
That's crazy.
So that's how little he's playing, and such an important player for us. If we hadn't got Rice done, we'd be in
big
the mire right now, because if Odegaard was out and there was no Rice, our midfield tonight, for example, would probably be Vieira, Jorginho, and El Nani.
Yeah, and Jorginho for having to play slightly out of position, maybe, or El Nani.
Yeah, Jorginho is a perfect example of that style. And what I was going to say was Kai Havertz is that.
Thankless.
Yeah, when we think of that type of player, we don't know what position he plays, but a left 8, let's say right 8, he's so much better in that right 8 where Odegaard plays, annoyingly.
Yeah.
And that kind of position, an Ozil type. When you watch Ozil, there's so much flash to it that every time he gets the ball, you go, "Good God, I didn't see that pass."
Yeah.
Havertz never plays a pass that I can't see.
No.
Havertz never does a trick that I didn't expect. He just holds the ball and lays it off.
Yeah.
It's very, I'd say, uninspired. It's just very, keeps it all going.
It's like we said ages ago whenever we talk about Havertz, it is totally thankless.
Yeah.
Like what he did in the early days, I found impressive, was he'd win so many headers, he'd stick his foot in, get the ball in midfield, play it off to Rice. They're like little jobs that, if you're not watching the game, you're not realizing what he's doing. It's little things that lead to bigger things.
And there's a couple of things he does sometimes, when you watch him, you think, all his passes seem to, at the minute, be a yard behind someone.
Yeah.
And I know players do that on purpose sometimes, because you're playing it away from the danger.
Yeah.
So you're playing the probabilities. Like, if I play it a yard behind you, you're going to have to go back and get it. And then you'll play it and you'll keep the ball. It's all about retaining possession. And I think that's why Arteta loves him. Is this year, he basically went, I want to stop having 3-2 wins in the 92nd minute.
Yeah.
I want to just do what City do. And I want to bore the life out of teams, robotic. You can't score against us.
Strangle the game.
Yeah, you can't score against us because you don't have the ball.
Yeah.
And Havertz adds to that, because you're essentially replacing Xhaka with Havertz. And Xhaka was very good, but he was also like a bit more explosive, which just sounds odd. Like, he was more aggressive with his passing. And that's the reason why Zinchenko's slowly being phased out.
Yeah.
He's too aggressive with his passing.
Yeah.
99% of the time, when Zinchenko gets the ball, he's trying to play a ball between the lines, a straightforward line forward drive, basically. Whereas Tomiyasu doesn't.
No,
he does the Rodri thing. 9 times out of 10, he plays it back to his centre back,
safe,
carries on, and then every now and then he'll find a run or something.
But the Zinchenko thing was refreshing last season, because it was like, what is this? What have we got here? I think it's been figured out a little bit.
Yeah, and that's what's nice as well, is we got the 4 centre backs now that everyone rates. They're very good. And if the teams do break on us, we've got a guy who's just an absolute machine in Rice, that he will cut balls back out. He'll run back with the guys and tackle. Yeah. And he plays it to that back 4. Basically, it's usually 2 people running our back 4 and Rice running with them.
Yeah.
He dispossesses them, passes it back to Saliba, and the other team go, how are we supposed to get through this?
Yeah.
It's only once we get pushed back into our own box that it becomes a little bit worrying, like set pieces. Maybe they get the ball out wide. That's been our kind of downfall, but that kind of breaking on us that last year was the thing that cost us most games has gone. So it is interesting. And again, Sevilla tonight are going to look to counter. Burnley that's the only thing they're going to do next week.
Yeah.
But as far as Kai, I thought he had his best game. This will lead us into our first VAR decision. Yeah. So he makes a foul in real time. I thought, oh, he's gone.
Yeah.
And I thought, that's bad. It just looked bad.
It looked rash.
When I saw the replay, I thought, I don't know. The ref given him a yellow. And I thought, I could see this being upgraded to a red.
Yeah.
It was his trailing leg took the guy out. But if you watch the one, it's reckless. It like, as in, he is completely off the ground. He dives in. But you do that sometimes to block a ball.
Yeah, it looked like he was trying to block an upfield clearance, basically. Yeah.
But the thing is, like what Eddie did with the Spurs keeper, if you remember, you can do that. but you can't then hit the player.
Can't be anyone near.
And I don't even mean the extended foot that's clearing it. You can't, like, if I clear a ball and at the point of my extension that hits you, that you dove in, that's understandable because you're a yard away. If you're going through the standing legs and stuff, that's just pure. You're endangering an opponent, which is the point of a red.
You're too close. Yeah.
If Kaiwan got upgraded to a red, I wouldn't have had any complaints. I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
But the decision being a yellow on the field, I don't think it's a clear error if he feels that he was a yellow.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't have had any complaints. So that will bring us directly into the next VAR decision of the game, which was the red on Bruno Guimaraes.
But I think the reaction from the Havertz one is what led to the fire in the game later.
I think it is the reason why the whole game became what it was.
Yeah, it just like the reaction of the players and the fans on Havertz, like they crowded him, they were shoving him. Yeah. And albeit I want to praise Havertz for how he reacts to these situations. Yeah. He basically just walked forward as they were shoving him. Not smiling, he wasn't smirking, I don't think, at the time. But just calmly just waiting for it all to die down a little bit. He wasn't reacting.
He managed to get 3 yellows out of Newcastle and he only got 1.
Yeah.
So it was, if anything, he's done well there. But I wouldn't have had an issue with it. The next one I have massive issues with.
Yeah.
He didn't get booked.
No. He didn't get booked till like, what, the 70-something minute?
Yeah. The issue I have as well, if you watch the replay.
Yeah.
The ball gets passed. It's like 3 or 4 steps he takes before he then makes contact.
Yeah.
The annoying thing is, because of the way he's charging around prior to that pass, the ref keeps his eye on him.
You can see what's coming.
Yeah, because the ref knows that he's going to do something here. And when he does the pass, Jorginho passes it in almost 2-3 seconds passes.
Yeah.
If you watch the replay, the ref is staring directly at it because he's waiting to see what goes on.
Yeah.
He turns his head as it happens.
Yeah.
I don't know if he just misses it and that's what causes it, because he doesn't stop the game. He doesn't play an advantage.
Because he might have assumed he just charged him with the shoulder or something to barge him out the way.
But usually with that, they do the whole kind of get up thing, don't they? But I don't know. He's staring directly at it, but the game just carries on. And at the time, I don't think I even saw it.
No, I didn't.
I just carried on with the game. And it wasn't until the ref then paused the game they were checking it. So they were checking it.
That's the scary part.
It's the fact that, and also the line of VAR took with it was, the official line was, it was a forearm smash, not an elbow smash, and therefore not a red, is honestly bonkers.
Like, the back of the head. We're
professional wrestlers, okay?
Yeah.
Forearming someone, when you forearm someone in wrestling, not to open the curtain, there's a vaguely safe area between your neck and jaw that you can hit someone with the meat of your,
the meat of your arm on the meat of the neck, basically. Yeah.
And still, it can cause trouble.
But the other guy knows it's coming.
Yeah.
So everyone's prepared.
He can clench his teeth. He can do all these things that, can stop you being essentially knocked out. When you're blindly not doing anything and the guy's basically bone and elbow.
Yeah.
It was more elbow.
And they are footballers, so it's a lot of bone and elbow.
Yeah, a lot. And it's right above the ear, temple area. Oh. And you can see it. Like there's no one, and this is the big line I want to take with this whole conversation we're going to have tonight. The lack of honesty in football and media and everyone around it is ridiculous. We just sat here and talked about the Havertz thing. We'll openly say, I thought it might have been a red.
Yeah.
We got away with it. Cool. Happy to admit that. No issues. The issue I have is this kind of tribalism around football is no one can just admit, like, all the things we're going to talk about tonight essentially is definites.
Yeah.
We're not going to muck about with opinions, and it's the fact that we can all watch that. He meant to do it. We all know
his
that.
Face.
Yeah. No, anyone that says they can't see that are just lying.
Yeah.
He meant to do it. It's super dangerous in any sport. It's illegal in NFL. It's illegal in MMA. It's the back of the head.
Yeah.
It's illegal in boxing.
Yeah.
But on the football field, Tomiyasu can get sent off for holding a ball for 8 seconds because they had a thing about time wasting 6 weeks ago that they've given up on now. But if you do something that dangerous to a human in real life, you get done.
Well, he did.
You know what I mean? You go to court.
Well, he did it.
Like, it's just
he was expecting to get sent off. Like, you don't go into that with that face on. He had a look on his face.
He had red mist, and he was going, I'm off.
Yeah.
And I'm happy
I'm taking Jorginho's head off, and I'm going.
Yeah, I'm accepting it. Yeah. And he knew it. And it's the fact that I don't think I've not really seen much in the sense of people saying that wasn't a red. I think everyone agrees that's a big miss.
Well, even Alan Shearer said it, I think, as well.
It's so worrying that VAR watched that. Like, we could all watch. We watched that once, and you go, oh my, like, yeah, he's gone. and then he doesn't, and you go, not even a booking. I understand they can't tell him to book him. That's not the rules. It has to be a red or nothing.
Yeah.
Unless he was booked on the field. But I mean, is he missed anything clear and obvious? Yes.
Yeah.
That's the point of VAR.
But this is the anger surrounding VAR. It's not like when a decision goes against you, like we're going to talk about with the goal, and then the manager's upset and frustrated after the game and he's angry about VAR. It's the inconsistencies.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're looking at that. Like we're all looking at it. They have the opportunity to look at it.
Yeah.
And they still don't say it's a red. What are they looking at then? Like, what's the point? Why are they even checking it? Like, there's no point checking it.
And again, and their reasoning was it was forearm, not elbow.
That's not a reason.
That means off the ball, you can run up behind people throughout a whole game.
Yeah.
And when the ball's just gone, just forearm them in the face.
Yeah.
Break their nose with your
forearm. You're allowed to
as long as you show forearm. Yeah. It doesn't make any sense.
Is that like a new rule? Like we've got fight rules in football now.
And talking of new rules, we'll get to the goal. So there's four points. There's 4 points this goal can't be given. I watched this with Bruno, the Man United fan, and again, he's not afraid to call out Arsenal fans for being conspiracy theorists and all this kind of stuff. And again, which is awfully rich from a Man United fan who's grown up with Ferguson. And did you see, by the way, is it Mark Halsey? Remember that ref?
Yeah.
He came out and spoke about it. He said, it's so hard in football, he said, because the amount of times I was told you're not allowed this many corners in a game, this many this many this.
Really?
He recently said it. And he said basically spot fixing is a massive issue in football.
Oh, wow.
Which is, I feel like not talked about enough that I referenced that from 09. And again, it was all to do with Ferguson.
Yeah.
Like he was Ferguson's ref, wasn't he? Like the one who always got him. And that error was just like, we don't talk about it. We just kind of glossed over it. Again, it's going to be the same in 20 years when we talk about the 115 charges of City.
Yeah.
And the fact there was match fixing with the Barcelona team that Pep managed.
There's dark arts going on.
We're still going to talk about that Pep team at Barca being the best team ever and this City team. But it's all mired in massive controversy and cheating, essentially.
Yeah.
But we're just going to gloss over it. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
So the goal has 4 issues.
Yeah.
Does the ball go out of play? Is there a foul on Gabriel? Is it a handball? Is it offside? Okay. And I'm going to preface all of this with, I fully understand what the Neville and Carragher, the kind of propaganda they're doing is clear and obvious.
Yeah.
Are any of them clear and obvious?
Okay.
Is it clear and obviously out? When you watch it, it looks very out.
Yeah.
I fully understand the optical illusion. It might be in by a centimetre. And they're saying we can't prove that it was out of play.
Mm-hmm.
I would also say I don't think you can prove it was in play.
Yeah.
It was probably more out of play than it was in play if you were just guessing.
Yeah.
But again, they didn't give it on the field. Is it clear and obvious? They can't overturn it. I understand that's the rules.
Yeah.
That is the rules. Like we said earlier with the Havertz one. If on the field they gave that out,
yeah,
but they let it play on. And let's say it played on and he scored, and then the ref put his line up.
Yeah.
And the ref said, linesman, what is that for? Is it offside? And he goes, no, it went out of play.
Okay.
If they then looked at that, I think they would stick with the ball went out of play.
Yeah, because they don't know.
Yeah, so I fully understand. It's just ironic that 4 things happened at once.
Yeah.
So at the end of it, you just go, there's so much wrong with this.
Yeah.
Just don't give it.
Yeah.
And again, if they'd given it out of play on the VAR, if they checked that VAR and given it out of play, not one Newcastle fan would have complained.
I think you, like we said earlier, you've got a side with no goal over goal.
But the thing is, they're trying to say they want to do the opposite. They want to advantage to the attacker. We want more goals in football.
That just seems costly. Like it's too. Yeah. If you've got no actual hard proof either way,
yeah,
go with no goal.
Yeah, and the chances of this happening are very rare. But I mean, Man United got a very similar one against them, where they scored a goal and they overturned the decision that said it was out.
Yeah.
And it looked a lot more in than this one. So the fact that Newcastle somehow got this is bizarre. So Man United lost a goal this way, but Newcastle gained a goal with it being worse. That's
the inconsistency.
That's the inconsistency. So that's the first one. I fully understand all of that. Now take that away. We're going to just gloss past the foul.
Okay.
Okay. It comes over Gabriel's head. It hits Joel Linton's both his arms.
Yep.
And the reason they didn't give that handball is there's no conclusive evidence that hit his arms.
Okay.
But if you watch the replay once, you can go, oh, it's hit his arms.
Yeah.
Now we're starting in the rocky waters where I'm a bit confused.
Yeah.
Because, Sterling against Tottenham, it hits his hand in the build-up. Again, very clear and obvious.
Yeah.
They just allowed a goal. And I understand with this one, it's a little bit more. Does it touch his elbow? Is it his bicep, which you're allowed?
Yeah.
Is it accidental? I think we all know there's a foul anywhere on the field, but in the box it's a little different, right?
Yeah.
It's always like that.
Yeah.
If someone barges you in the back in the middle of the field, it's always a free kick. No one questions it. If it's in the box, we all go, I don't know, is it a penalty? Is it? It's like it changes. Once it's in the box, there's new rules.
Yeah.
I understand that. And handball. But I mean, when two players are on one defender,
yep.
Of your when a guy's running to a corner flag and he's got two defenders on him,
yeah,
and he goes down, they always give it because they're like it's 2-on-1.
The advantage is on the guy that's outnumbered. Yeah.
This guy was outnumbered on his own goal line. We're going to get to the push, then a handball, then a potential offside, and they thought, you know what, let it go.
Yeah, it would let it happen.
I know it's really detrimental to the other team because he's on the goal line and they're going to kick it in the goal, but let's just let it go. And again, I don't mind the whole play playing out.
Yeah.
This is the other issue is if it had all played out and then the linesman just put his arm and said, "There's something wrong with that goal."
Yeah.
They would have removed the goal.
Which is technically what you do with VAR.
Yeah.
Like you let it all play out, see what happens, and then have a look again, and then take it back if you need to.
And I think this ruling, like we talked about recently, about the ruling of, we go back to Liverpool when they got messed out of that goal against Tottenham.
Yeah.
The ruling that they said they couldn't stop the game was they have a random rule that once the play carries on, they can't go back.
Yeah.
But they've added these weird lack of common sense rules.
Yeah.
The only black and white thing about the whole of rules in football is these weird rules they've added to how they do VAR.
Yeah.
So, for example, if the ref goes and looks at it, he overturns his decision. What's the point in doing it? Well, it's like 100% record now in the Premier League.
Yeah.
If they tell the ref to go look at it, he overturns his decision. So why is he wasting his walk? Why is he walking over it?
I don't understand why, like, it's so black and white now because we got VAR, or it's supposed to be black and white, but it's somehow grayer.
It's grayer than ever. And again, on that, the linesman is taught, do not put your flag up, let the whole play run out, and then flag for whatever you think.
Yeah.
I think on that, if there was one thing, if the ball went out playing and it went in, it was perfect cross, I think he puts his flag up. Well, I think so much went wrong, he thought, I'll let VAR figure this one out.
Well, yeah, you're taking the human element. There's human element, but you're taking away the human element of trusting the
instincts of the
the on-field officials. Like we all saw there's something wrong with it.
Yeah, I can't believe he didn't see it was out of play because even from his line of vision, it would have looked even more out of play.
Oh, in real time, yeah,
because he's behind the play, so he's seeing it from like a weirder angle.
Yeah, because if it's even in play, it's like the smallest amount of the ball, like Gary Neville showed on.
It's a millimeter.
Yeah, it's. Who's seen that? Like, no one can see that.
Maybe the linesman's that good. But that's what I mean. The ruling they've made that the refs can't make a decision until the play's played out is good. But they've got this bizarre ruling that it's like they can't now overturn it if they don't give it on the field.
Yeah.
The VAR should be completely like in rugby and NFL. It's a completely separate thing.
Yeah.
Go back and watch it unbiasedly.
Yeah.
So, like, for example, if the linesman puts his flag up at the end, that goal doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Because they go, oh, the linesman thought it was offside and it was.
Yeah.
Carry on. Because he doesn't put his little line up. Because I think he literally watched it all play out and went, there's something wrong there. I'll let VAR figure it out.
They'll figure it out.
But because he didn't do it, he's figuring it out for VAR and VAR's going, I can't overturn it, the linesman to give it. So he had to have done something. But I genuinely think in his head, he thought something's wrong. I'll let them figure it out. And that's how it should be. VAR, they should go to VAR and it should be, let's figure this out.
Yeah.
And they did. In all fairness, it took forever. And I understand that. And it took all 4 parts. But to watch all 4 parts play out, as an Arsenal fan, as an umpire, any person who thinks that is a fine goal, have that done against your team, and see how you find it.
Yeah,
that's what I'd say. Because if Arsenal scored that, if the game was 1-0 and that goal was our goal, I'd be on here today going, I can't believe we got away with that. They need to figure out these officials because Newcastle was screwed. The same way Wolves were screwed this weekend. Wolves were screwed last week. The way Fulham was screwed against Man City this year. The way Liverpool was screwed against Tottenham. The way Man United was screwed against Tottenham. The way we were screwed against Palace, the way we were screwed against Chelsea in the penalty decision. All these things are, and this is what leads to what happened afterwards. But before that goal, by the way, handball, I can understand. It's a little bit dicey. Out of play, we've talked about optical illusion. The offside, I fully understand. We had one last year that went the complete opposite, by the way.
Yeah.
Martinelli was covering the angle, so you couldn't tell if it was offside, but it was clearly onside.
So could they not do lines on that offside then?
No, because they couldn't get a clear angle of where the ball was at the right time, because every time they turned it, the ball was covered. So they couldn't actually find the ball.
So with all the technology they've now introduced, they can't see a ball if it goes out of play. They can't see an offside if it happens.
And this goes back because the Premier League, the managers, declined the World Cup one, which had the sensors. The sensor one would have had that done in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
So the fact that we aren't doing that is bizarre. But we had one against us last year. This is the inconsistency that we're angry about. last year we had a goal, we scored. You could tell it was onside, but there was no definitive camera angle.
Yeah.
So they couldn't give it.
Yeah.
But on the field, it was given as a goal.
Yeah.
But they overturned it because they couldn't get a clear angle. So the thing I just said about how if the linesman puts his line up, they don't overturn it. They did the opposite.
Yeah.
So we scored a goal. The linesman didn't think it was offside. They then checked it. And the reason for taking the goal away was they couldn't find a definitive line.
So they sided with the no goal that time.
Yeah. But this time they went, we can't find the ball. So we're actually going to give the goal. So that's the inconsistency that starts annoying people like Arteta, it annoys Arsenal fans, it annoys all fans, because this happens to everyone. And it will happen to Tottenham soon. It will happen to Newcastle soon. And they will be very annoyed, let's just say.
In amongst all this, though, they had something in there that was pretty
clear and obvious. Yeah. A two-handed shove to the back of someone's head as they go to clear the ball is a foul in the box, out of the box, anywhere on the field, in any country, anything. To add to your annoyance, if you're listening to this and you're agitated by the way the media have covered it, because afterwards the pundits believe the goal was a perfect goal.
Well, some did.
There was nothing wrong with it, and which is hilarious. Because if you watch the Chelsea Spurs game, about 15 minutes in, try and find it. In the middle of the pitch, someone goes up for a header to flick it on.
Yeah.
The other guy comes in and shoves him in the back.
Yeah.
And Gary Neville on commentary goes, "You can't do that anywhere on the field."
And that wasn't even a straight arm; it was just like a bent,
just a push,
a bent arm to the back.
But because it was on the goal line and against Arsenal, for whatever reason, that is fine.
As soon as your arm's extended like that, there's clearly something up.
It makes no sense.
In NFL, that's illegal.
Yeah, you can't do a two-handed shove.
Like, and as soon as the arms are straight, it's a foul.
Yeah, because you physically can't work. It's like it's leverage, isn't it? Like if you have your arm bent, there's a muscle that has to stop you. When you've got bone on bone, you can't actually push against it. It's rigid.
Yeah, so even if he hasn't actually shoved
it, just the fact he can't do it.
He's holding him forward. So there's a foul. And I was
just not to mention, it's a yard from the goal.
Yeah.
In an open goal, the goalie's not in.
Yeah, yeah. And I was watching it on my phone at the time with no commentary, and I kept seeing the VAR checks. I was like, okay, cool, the ball, don't know.
It looks out of play, but we don't know.
Everything else, don't know. But they were staying on the shove for ages. Like, they were getting all these angles, and in every angle, it's the same. Every angle, it's straight arm to the back.
Yeah, and that's the bit I don't get, because there's 4 things wrong. I think any 4 of them could have been, no one would have complained.
Yeah.
The one that I don't get is the shove. It's a clear shove on the goal line. How many times have we thought, oh, you can't give that ref because, like, you jump into the goalie?
Yeah.
For example. No arms, just jump into it.
Yeah.
And the ball comes loose, and your centre back just smashes it in the goal, and you go, no, he has the leverage of his arms.
Yeah.
Like, you can't give that. They give it because it's too detrimental to the game that someone banged into a goalie in an open goal.
Yeah.
But on this one, they went. And again, it was the way the match was ref, the way that Bruno Guimaraes was running around the field, the way in which they were kicking, the way they were just doing everything that was bad. There was 3. Casemiro gets sent off when he puts his hand on someone's chest just below their neck.
Yeah.
Joe Linton did that twice in the game. Guimaraes did it once. Guimaraes also elbowed someone. Guimaraes also shoved someone in the back 2 seconds after the ball went.
And multiple times the Newcastle players were grabbing the ref.
Yeah.
How?
They're physically touching the ref, yeah.
I think Alan Shearer said it, and even as a Newcastle legend, he said the referee lost the game.
Yeah.
Like, he completely had no control over that game.
And if you don't like the Havertz one, as a Newcastle fan, for example, late on in that game, Martinelli goes down the wing, and I think it was Livramento or someone like that. He went in higher than Havertz on the
knees,
and came in with force, and luckily no injury was happened, and he got booked. And I understand that was a booking, but if you also if your argument is the Havertz one, then
endangering the opponent, yeah.
And again, that Havertz one, I don't like the line in that with the elbow to the forearm thing. They said I can't remember what they said. It's excessive but not aggressive or something.
You can see his face.
Yeah. But no, the Havertz one.
Oh, okay.
They're saying it's not. There's a wording for it. It's as stupid as this forearm. It's like, he's not endangering the opponent. He's just potentially endangering. Yeah, it's like, well, and again, that will move us on to the because I'm annoyed. I think we played really well. I think Havertz played really well.
Yeah.
I thought we were good for a draw.
Yep.
It's a shame what happened. Arteta's press conference was funny.
Yeah.
What's it called? what's the word? Statement.
Yep.
The backlash on the statement is even worse than all the other stuff because they're saying it's disgusting. We put a statement out and it's undermining the officials. You're not undermining the officials. You're undermining bad decisions.
Yeah.
This is not just an Arsenal thing. This is the Liverpool thing. This is a massive Wolves thing. Last year was Brighton's bad thing. Again, it was, people were up in arms this year because Liverpool lost a goal. It was clearly onside. It was a complete botch by the VAR decision.
Yeah.
And they said, oh my God, this is 4 games into the season, but what if they lose the season by 3 points?
Yeah.
It happened last year to Arsenal in the run-in, 8 games towards the end. They did the exact same thing as the Liverpool game. They gave a goal onside when they didn't mean to. Onside, but they didn't mean to. And it cost us 2 points.
Yeah.
We lost the season by 4. But we lost that 3 games from the end because it was going away from us. If we had kept that momentum, you don't know. So that actually cost us the league, potentially. So it's already happened last year. And again, last year there was 2 or 3 of these bad ones. This year, we've already had 2 or 3 of these bad ones, and it's only 10 games in, 11 games in. And you think that is what has led Arteta to doing what he's done. And I think what he said wasn't as bad as what people are making out. The statement doesn't help with the media because obviously they're trying to toe the line of the refs are doing their best and all these things. And guess what? There's a meme that's out there, the way Arteta, where basically said people make mistakes after the Liverpool goal. And now he's saying this. It's false narrative. I've seen the full clip. He's not talking about the Klopp goal. When the Klopp thing happened, the Liverpool goal, he said, I stand with Liverpool because this is awful. They have to do something about this. It's not acceptable when it's done via VAR. It's not human error.
Yeah.
Then a week later, he was asked about something. It was another decision. And he said, and it was a long paragraph. And in the middle, he said, people do make mistakes. And people snipped that up and said, oh, look at the change of, and it's like, no, and guess what? I've watched a lot of Arteta. He's been this angry with officials for a while now because it is unacceptable. It's the same thing that Wenger had. We had 5 snapped legs in like 2 years. And he said, these officials are not acceptable. The only professional officials in the world are England and Italy.
Yeah.
And England are the worst.
Yeah, that's what he's saying. Is in this league, it should be a lot better. Like we shouldn't have these conversations.
I still think it should be 3 from each nation, and they rotate.
Yeah.
So 3 refs are in every league this week.
People get annoyed about the fact that he's written a letter now, or Arsenal have written a letter.
You've got to back your manager,
but you've also got to remove the football, the fan thing, the being a player. You got to remove all that because if you look at it as black and white, as football teams are companies. Football teams are companies that are playing in this league to make money, to turn over revenue, things like that. They're a company. That's what they are when you break it down to the bare bones. If stuff like this is happening in a league where you're supposed to be able to trust the system and fairly win your points to make money, and then it's letting you down as much as it is, in business terms, you have to write a letter. You have to say something. But I understand the football side of it where you're like, you got to protect the officials, things like this. Break it down to being a company. They have to say something. They have to.
And you got to remember, every club is annoyed
at
the officials at the minute because we've all had these. It's not just Arsenal; it's everyone. And someone had to say something. Klopp did, and Liverpool did. And at the time, people were like, "It's a bit dangerous." He started talking about replays and taking up with like higher powers and stuff. And that does sound a bit. Whereas our one was just, we back our manager. Something has to change. And I think every football fan agrees something has to change. Either VAR has to go, which I don't think it should, because I think the refs have got worse because of VAR. So I think if we went back, they'd miss everything. I think it just has to be implemented better. That's all it is. And the only way for them to implement it better is to put more under more pressure to get things right and have consistency. And the only way to do that is clubs to make statements, and clubs, like the fact that Wolves have lost genuinely 4 out of 6 points in the last 2 weeks. And by the way, that ref, I can't remember his name, and I should, because it's a podcast, that did the really bad decision, or Huang made the tackle on, I think it was Longstaff in the box 2 weeks ago, 2-2. It was a clear dive. He pulls out and nothing happens. They checked it on VAR and they went, nah, it's a penalty. And you watch it and you go, why? And they said their reasoning for it was it's not a clear error. Again, go back to these bizarre rules they've made of like, it's weird talking to be busy. Like, don't know. Stop saying, is it like, for example, I watched Chelsea versus Spurs, completely no commentary for one half.
Yeah.
And I was just literally, they would show the VAR, they showed the offside, and okay, he's onside.
Yeah.
All right. That's how long it took me. One replay. And then they would wait 3 more minutes, they get the lines out, and then they go, yeah, he's onside. And I was like, yeah, you can see that immediately. Yeah. And no one has an issue with it being that quick. You don't have to. And again, if you brought the sensors in, it would be that quick and actual definite, not just an opinion. And again, the same with the other the other opinions and decisions on red cards or penalties and that. We all know what is and what isn't.
Yeah.
We're just muddying it because it's not clear and obvious. Like, there could be a little bit of contact. His lace touches his, so I can't remove the goal. No, it's not a penalty, so just remove the goal.
Yeah.
Just remove the penalty.
Yeah.
But again, that guy got demoted because of that decision.
Yeah.
He got demoted to the Championship, gave an even worse howler of a penalty this week, and has been rewarded with Man City versus Chelsea next week.
My goodness.
So to show you that the system that Arteta is calling out and Klopp is calling out, and multiple people in media that aren't the ones that are shilling the PGMOL are trying to get is that, what kind of system is it where you get demoted for a bad decision, you make an even worse one in the demotion, and then they give you the biggest game of the weekend back in the highest level? It makes no sense. It's all just a buddy club. They're just going, all right, we need to make it look like we're punishing you, but just do a week down there.
Yeah.
Oh, he's made a bad howler. Yeah, but no one would really. It was Championship. No one would notice. It's crazy. That is what's wrong, and that's what proves the point of recency bias and all this other stuff that people are worried about in Premier League football, and hence why we need Spanish officials, Italian officials who have no bias.
Yeah.
And they're just reffing it how it goes, and they're strict, and they just say, "Get away from me. This is my decision, whether like it or not." These ones are all like, the way they even talk on bar. Hey, bud.
Yeah.
Have you seen this, bud?
Yeah.
It's like, what is happening?
And
it's like a boys' club. It's awful.
And they've all got opinions on certain teams, like we all do as fans. Like we have certain opinions on certain teams, not just because of rivalries, but because of the way they play or like anything.
Yeah.
It's all the same.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's also why social media isn't helpful, though, because Gary Neville and Carragher are talking a lot on Twitter.
Yeah.
And they're getting it from all sides, from let's say Arsenal fans. They're going to build up more of an hatred of Arsenal now going into other games because of the bombardment from Arsenal fans.
Bombardment. Simpsons reference. It's true. But that's the thing is, and also the statement we did, it's not going to help because now they're going to double down because it's a boys' club. It's like awful. And they're going to go, do you know what? This weekend when we play Burnley, if Burnley go through us a little bit, get up. It's fine. And you just like, oh my God, how do you get out of this cycle?
It's like imagining like a workplace. There's like a clique around management and the favoured employees.
Yeah.
Then one of the unfavoured employees goes to management about someone not doing their job properly, which could potentially be dangerous to the entire place, the company, the people around them. They go to management and the management kind of goes, okay, I'll take that on board. And then now they don't trust you because you came to them
with a problem,
with an actual problem that could better the company.
It's like, oh, you defied the little handshake deal we all had that we were all going to be nice to each other. And it's like, we need to ruffle some feathers. And obviously, like Mika Richards said, when it's Arsenal, everyone piles on. The massive news story about Jorginho not shaking hands with the Newcastle players because of what they did to him. At the end of the Chelsea versus Tottenham game, it happened again with the teams. No one's talking about it. And again, talking about media coverage, Arteta, very disliked by the media, too passionate. They don't call it passion, they call it anger. When it's other managers, it's passion. They've decided they don't like him for whatever reason. But Ange at the minute is the opposite. And after that game, so in that game, I actually think they didn't really get anything wrong.
No.
I think the Ndoggy 2-footed tackle that they don't give a red. I don't know if it is a red. It's super dangerous. But again, if you're going by the line that they told us in the Havertz one, that he's endangering but not actually in danger. He's possibly endangering but not endangering. That's exactly what it is. If he goes, they basically want him to break the guy's leg to send him off. Which again is the reason why all this is stupid. If he does it slightly next to him, which he does, and he doesn't hurt anyone, but it's 2-footed, it's reckless, it's uncomfortable, by the way, to do those type of tackles.
It is.
Like you only do it if you're trying to hurt someone.
It's unnatural.
It's totally unnatural. I understand their ruling of these stupid rules they've made up that isn't a red. Because he hasn't actually hit the player. I can live with that. So I think they vaguely got that right based on their rules. Romero kicks out Beckham style against Argentina.
Yeah.
Exact same. I don't think they said it was petulance, not aggressive.
Yeah.
Again, weird wording. This is their wording. They have like a map or something, like a graph that says, is it petulance or is it anger?
Yeah.
You know, this is stupid. If someone kicks someone, the idea used to be, like Beckham found out.
Yeah.
You can't do that. The point is, there's no tackle involved, just kicking someone. So the point is, you're an idiot, get off the field. But again, I can understand why they didn't give it, because they have a ruling of petulance versus anger.
Yeah.
Cool. The Romero penalty, and all the offsides are correct. Yeah. Because the offsides are correct. Like at least they're getting it there eventually.
Yeah.
If they've got a camera angle. But the Romero red and penalty, I think, is because if you've ever played football, you know what he's doing.
Yeah.
He's trying to hurt the player with the follow through, and there's no reason to follow through like that. And even the commentators who are ex-football players, everyone says it. If you play football, the only ones that don't think it's a foul are the ones that are either Spurs fans who like his aggression, even though he's an awful football player.
Yeah.
Romero. And they think, oh, it's just tough. He was just you letting him know he was there. It's like, in the box, you can't clear a ball and then just try and break a guy's leg.
That's old school. Yeah. Like, you're going back like years and years and years of like Sunday League and like the 90s.
Yeah.
Where you take the ball and the man. Like, it's not, and especially taking the man that high up the leg.
Yeah, taking the man was one thing when you sweep through like for a ground level and lift him up.
Yeah.
This is just following through and on a straightened leg, studding him in the shin. That could break his leg. I think all the decisions were correct.
Yeah.
Here's the bit I don't get. Neville, who said the undermining official was wrong, you shouldn't question it, blah, blah, blah. Arteta, what he's doing is wrong. Cool. The whole way through the game, he wanted every single red card to happen.
Yeah.
He thought VAR had missed everything. So he'd gone literally in 24 hours from like, no, we got to trust the officials, blah, 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 to questioning every decision, even though now he was in the wrong. So when it was actual bad decisions, he was the opposite. Nah, don't undermine officials. Now they're getting it right. He's undermining the officials.
Yeah.
Again, that infuriates fans because they have such a, I talk to people that watch football and they take in the content of their team, but they also take in the content, as we all do, of Neville, Carragher, and things like that.
Yeah.
They all come with the same opinion. It's like, this isn't your opinion. Watch football muted, and you'll have a different opinion of all those things.
There's always a narrative to every game. Yeah.
You'll not see it the way you thought you saw it because you're being swayed in the moment by who's talking.
Yeah.
And again, that's that. And okay, that was potentially the worst managerial performance I think I've ever seen. You go down to 9 men, you couldn't discipline your team.
Yeah.
You sprint down the touchline and chase an official, you get booked. And then with 9 men at 1-1 against a team who can't stand the low block, he went push up to the halfway line. There was a 10-yard gap between all the players. And Chelsea, bless them, took them 20 minutes to figure out you need deep runners to beat a low block. Like, you can't just run from a standing start on the halfway line. You need deep runners. Hence, if you ever watched Barcelona back in the day, the fullbacks, it was like watching like a moving graph.
Yeah.
Fullbacks, midfielders were just running until someone picked the pass.
It was like a Hail Mary in NFL, or like you're playing slants.
It's like your fullback or your deep line midfielder has to make the run, or your forward has to drop. So the only way to beat a high line is deep runs. It took them 20 minutes, but they figured it out and they won 4-1. It was awful.
That one photograph, by the way, might go down in history.
Yeah, I'll get it framed. I'll put it in behind us.
Of the Tottenham defensive line and midfield on the halfway line.
Yeah, and it was bad. And they also had Nicholas Jackson, who might be the worst forward in the league, get 3 goals at their ground and do the sue on them. It's hilarious. It's just awful. It's pure awful. And when that match finished, the narrative around that game was Chelsea were poor, Tottenham were really good and really brave. And as of today, The Athletic had even released a article that is saying, were Tottenham the real winners in that game? No. The answer is no, because they lost 2 of their best players to injury. They lost 2 of their other best players. I'd say Romero's the best player. He's not, but to suspension.
Yeah.
They already have Richarlison now having surgery. They've got Sessegnon and a couple others all out. I talked about it. They're not going to have a title charge this year. And I said, simply not because they don't play nice football. They do when they're winning. We've now learned that if you can get them rattled, they will not stop playing that way. Yeah. So it's hilarious. If they play that higher line against Haaland, that was his bread and butter. Before he went to City, he likes high lines. He doesn't get them anymore because he's at City. Tottenham do that. It'll be hilarious. If you want to triple captain Haaland, that's when you do it.
It's not, you can't.
It's Salah. Could you imagine? Darwin Núñez have 50 chances, score 25.
Yeah.
it was just ridiculous. And then, afterwards, they were talking about how good it was. And then Ange had the audacity to go into that press conference and say, basically, he got his little word in. He went, eventually, you got to just accept the official's answer.
Yeah.
And you go, okay, so you kind of don't like something in there.
Yeah.
And by the way, this at the end of the game, Neville was saying, I hope he doesn't take the Arteta stance in the post-match. Why would he?
Yeah, nothing was against him.
Yeah, if someone leaves your shop with nothing in their cart and they leave out, okay, the shop owner is not going to chase you out, and ask you to bring back all the produce you stole.
No.
If someone leaves with a couple of things in their pocket and you run out and shout at them, he shouts him because there's got produce in his pocket.
Yeah. And you've done wrong.
Yeah. Arteta was annoyed because there was clear decisions that were wrong.
Yeah.
No real football fan that hasn't got an agenda we'll all accept that was bad.
Yeah.
It wasn't Liverpool bad. It was opinion more, but it was clear.
Yeah.
Nothing in that match was wrong.
No.
He had ill-disciplined players. He got away with a couple reds. And then he told them to play high line, in which they got count. If they'd gone to a low block, they would have won that probably 2-1 or drawn 1-0.
Yeah. Which is the smart.
It was all on him. So why would he have the opinion of Arteta? There's no reason. And then he did take a shot at Arteta and said that managers trying to bend rules and you can't undermine officials. I grew up respecting authority. When 45 minutes prior, he was in his long coat, the big teddy bear, running down the sideline, chasing an official, swearing at him.
And getting booked.
And got booked.
Yeah.
Which Arteta didn't. In the moment, Arteta didn't argue anything.
So he physically undermined an official.
He just tried to manage his team to a win.
Yeah.
And afterwards, they asked him, and he said they asked him about the decisions, and he went, "It's disgusting."
Yeah.
Which he's right. So again, the narrative around this whole week somehow has ended up with Arteta's a sore loser. Arsenal in general are just crybabies, and Tottenham are really good. Still, when they were down to 9 men and lost 4-1.
After the wheels literally fell off. Yeah.
Honestly, I've never been more confused with a weekend of football.
Yeah.
And the media narrative. And it's almost nice because as Arsenal fans, we've seen this for the last couple of years. And it's almost like there's a lot of fans that probably also saw it this weekend and went, like Goldbridge, perfect example. And he's again, I like Goldbridge because he's unbiased.
Yeah.
He says, if Man United get a decision that's bad, he's like, oh, got away with one.
Yeah.
If we did, just admit it's fine. It's not a problem. The goal's not going to get taken away from you. We can all watch it. Just be honest and say, terrible managing from Tottenham. No bad decisions against him. Arsenal match, clearly a couple bad decisions. I don't think it's it's not a replay or anything. Like it's just a bad. This happens. It's the Arteta reaction is in a combination of the last 2 years and what we've missed out on because of bad decisions.
Yeah, I think the Ange thing, I understand the stance they've taken on Ange even after that performance, because every sport and every league in the world does need a focal point, like something to work with. Yeah. Ange appears to be this season's.
Yeah.
Everyone's charmed by him. Everyone appreciates him for who he is. So him saying that is basically just backing up what he's come into the league with by saying, this is what we do. We're going to do it, whatever, which tactically as a manager, terrible.
Yeah.
But the charm of him has won everyone over. And he's the guy now that when he says things like that, everyone doesn't say that was terrible. They say, oh, it's just Ange being Ange.
Until they're 11th in the league and he's doing it against Luton away. They've already played Luton away, but do you know what I mean? Like until it gets a bit more, at the minute, the gloss is on.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of good, you got to remember when you break, this is the cool thing about the Tottenham thing is everyone's really high on them. Before the season started, I thought they looked average. I said Maddison would be a game changer.
Yeah.
But I think they're average and they've got a tiny squad of, when you think of Arsenal last year, I think we had 13 or 14 players that you felt good with.
Yeah.
You need like City, 17, 18, 19, that kind of number.
Yeah. Because
with the amount of different fronts you got to fight on, you got to do that, and there's injuries are naturally going to come. Like people talk about like Tottenham, oh my god, they got these 2 injuries or totally 4 or something. Yeah, so have we.
Yeah,
we've had them all season. So Man United got 10.
Yeah,
Liverpool got a couple.
Yeah,
everyone's dealt with them. It's not, you're not new to this. Like we've all been. You've just got away with it until the 10th game. Hence why you went undefeated. But in a really amazing uninjured top 10, these 10 games where you've won 9 or 8, 7 games, lost 1, drawn 2, and everyone was really impressed with you. You were 1-0 down to Sheffield United at home on 95 minutes.
Yeah.
That you won. You were 10 men down, hanging on against Luton, 1-0. They drew away to Brentford 2-2. We gave them a goal. Jorginho just passed them the ball in their own box and they drew 2-2.
Yeah.
And we should have had a clear penalty in that game. Man United should have had a clear penalty against them. They ended up losing 3-1.
Yeah.
All these games, they've snuck by and impressed people quietly somehow.
Yeah.
But underneath it all, the metrics are so bad.
Yeah.
And it's only going to, and that game proved how bad it's going to get when it gets bad.
Yeah.
And give it 4 more months and they'll be really sick of the guy saying mate and playing a high line. Honestly, he's going to have to figure out. And again, I hope he does figure out for the sake of him, not for Tottenham.
Yeah.
Because he's going to have to realize, guess what? I can just change my style a little bit.
Mm.
When we're down to 10 men, Arteta plays like Pep. He played under Pep.
Yeah.
Do you know what he does? He goes into a low block. Do you know what City do when City play free-flowing football? Do you know what they do when they're down to 10 men? They go to a low block and bring a centre back on. It's not courage. It's just stupidity.
Yeah.
It's not football.
No.
And like Tottenham fans are saying, yeah, but we've watched so many years of bad football. Guess what? The results, when they start going bad, you're going to get fed up of watching a high line and going, can we not just drop a little bit?
Yeah.
Just save a point.
Yeah.
So it's coming for them. And I can't wait to watch it. Because again, I'm going to be honest. I'm a Dallas fan. We lost the game this week by about a yard on about 3 occasions in the last second. 3 or 4 very bad penalty calls. Arsenal played well, lost by a goal, some really bad calls. I needed something to lift me after that weekend, even though I'd done really well in NFL fantasy and Premier League fantasy football. That dopamine from watching that Spurs game made me want to do this podcast. Because after the Arsenal game, I wasn't angry.
Yeah.
My line on it was, I love football.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can watch it anymore.
Yeah.
It wasn't even, that. It was just, I don't want to watch football.
Yeah.
And I'm about to admit someone into the chat. Here comes Simon.
They're timing on the boy as well.
Let's see if this works. Here he is. Is he coming? He's connected. He can't hear me yet. Can he hear me?
Hey, my friends.
Hey! We got Simon in. Perfect. Good timing. Now we got Simon here in the podcast. We've pretty much covered everything until Prediction League, but we were just finishing off the chaos that has been this weekend. But we want to get maybe a couple minutes of your opinion, basically, on a round thing of how bad the decisions have been. The fact that the media love Ange, even though he played a terrible game. I'd say it might be a Mercedes Neil Warnock, is what they've been told.
Yeah.
And and just the general weekend, because it was just chaos.
I mean, it was just chaos. I find it really difficult because while I 100% agree that, VAR especially is out of control. It just is. It's getting worse. It's so difficult because you just hit the nail on the head, right? The media approach to Ange was all like, oh, wow. When we were talking about it, he's so courageous. Courageous?
Yeah.
There's nothing courageous about what Tottenham did. Nothing. You can't be courageous in football. Courageous in football would be if you were down to the goalkeeper and he somehow did it by himself. That'd be, even then, I would argue the word courageous. And this is the issue, right? This is why I was a little bit like, I think Arteta, I think you've got to shut up because you're never going to win this battle.
Yeah.
And what's happened is, he said in his press conference yesterday that he's had other managers, rival managers reach out and say privately, totally agree with you. And why aren't they saying it publicly?
Yeah.
Because they know they're just going to get dragged under the bus for it.
Yeah.
So you're in this awful predicament where everything he said was correct, but because of the way that he said it, now all of a sudden he's made out to be the villain.
Yeah.
What actually happens is all the focus gets taken off the actual issues.
Yeah.
And that's what drives me nuts. Is that no one is all talking about 3 VAR decisions.
Yeah.
All were contentious and we don't care about. So it is so difficult. And I also get a bit annoyed because nobody can make up their minds. We don't want managers to speak, but when they do speak, it's too more. Which one is it? You can't have both.
Yeah.
We either want this passion, we want sometimes people say over the top things, or we don't want it.
Yeah.
And look, could Arteta have done it in a more level-headed way? Yes, but then it doesn't make the headlines.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just another person moaning about it. So I think the other thing that annoyed me too is that Postecoglou was all like, well, I never disrespect the referee.
Yeah.
Well, apart from in the game when you got them. Right?
Yeah, he chased the official down the touchline.
Exactly, right. So, okay, after the fact you don't do it, that's great. But, there's what difference does it make?
Yeah.
People are still watching that on television. So,
the thing with Ange as well is, we were just saying was, Arteta had a gripe because there was 4 things wrong with a goal and a red card. Yeah, nothing went wrong for him. I mean, his players were ill-disciplined, and he shouted at the ref, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I have nothing to complain."
Yeah, Romero was lucky. Romero should have gone 5 minutes earlier.
Yeah, and in Doggy, they both could have gone earlier in the game.
I'm sorry, no one could ever tell me that challenge. My gosh, how did he not break a leg? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was absolutely terrible. So this is the problem. The comparing and contrasting doesn't work. Taking away from that, I didn't think it was a particularly good performance by us
Mm.
because I felt like we were bullied a bit and that we didn't like it.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a lot to take away from that game.
Yeah.
It was so chaotic. It's almost hard to know.
Yeah.
Maybe everyone did lose their heads. I don't know because so many other people were talking about it. But again, I don't think there's any shame to losing to Newcastle at St James's Park.
No.
Ultimately.
Well, you said last week, if you had a gun to my head, Newcastle 100% winning.
You can just tell because they're just in that kind of mood.
Yeah.
And they must have given a lot because half their team is now injured. I know they went into that game with injuries, but now look what happened last night at Borussia Dortmund.
Yeah.
They were completely spent and they all got injured. So they approached, classic cliches, they approached the Arsenal game like it was their cup final.
Yeah.
Right?
They did this last year at the Emirates as well. They drew 0-0 with us. It was that game where the ball was in play less than 45 minutes or something and they time waste, which caused all the things this year that they've kind of forgotten about.
Yeah.
But they lost the next 9 or something. They didn't win in 9 after that. So they do this every year and they have an issue with us for some reason.
Yeah.
It's ideal.
I think in terms of actual team things, and again, I said this to you guys, I don't get Raya. I'm just going to say it now.
That's something we haven't spoken about, actually.
Yeah, I don't think he makes. I'm just happy to say it. I just don't. I prove me wrong, please. Let's get to the end of the season. Go, Simon, you don't know what you're talking about. But on the 8th of November, 2023, I don't get it. I think he's made the defence more rickety, and I think it's Arteta's first mistake. I don't think he meant to do this. But Ramsdale's confidence is now shot, and now Raya's confidence is now shot.
Yeah.
No one knows.
Yeah.
Where am I in this team? And I'm also happy, again, on this day to announce that I don't get Havertz.
Well, we've just spoken about Havertz. I think like the Newcastle game was definitely his best game, total. But we were saying we don't know. He doesn't do anything that you ever go like, wow, this is like this was such a good moment.
Yeah.
And he never does anything that I think that was so bad. He's just kind of there. He's just kind of, he passes the ball backwards and then he kind of does something. And I'm like, go forward, shoot. And he doesn't really do either of it. I don't know what he does.
His body language doesn't help either. Like, it doesn't always look like he's fully invested in the game.
Yeah.
I think he's just not worth £65 million.
No, and that's always going to follow him, isn't it?
Yeah, and I know people say, oh, you shouldn't, but you have to attach the price tag to it because we have a budget to spend.
Yeah.
And I think that you could have got a 25 million player who does the same role that he essentially does to essentially the same level. Now, once again, I want to be proven wrong always. Nothing makes me happier. But I just think those two things, I don't think they made us a worse team. That's well too extreme. But I think it shifted whatever our approach was from last year to the point we're still trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
I'm slightly worried we're not actually going to, because it's just round pegs and square holes.
Yeah.
It's just what it is. But that's okay. Like, I get it. I respect the fact that I'd rather, again, this kind of does tie into Tottenham, right? As dumb as it was, no, they went too far the wrong way.
Yeah.
I would rather teams take risks than not take risks.
Yeah.
That kind of crossed the line into stupidity for me. But there was a small part of me that I was like, yeah, let's do crazy stuff.
Yeah.
And I think that's what Arsenal have done here. I think it's a considered risk, but at the moment I think it's a risk that may not be able to be paid off, which maybe is why Raya got taken on loan. I know that tied into an FFP game, but maybe it was also like, well, we're not 100% sure.
Yeah.
Let's loan him, and if you don't like it, we'll just pin him back.
Yeah, because I think with the Mudryk cross, I could come to terms with the fact he has aggressive positioning. It was a looped ball. It was completely towed. Like, he didn't mean to. He shanked it. It went in. This one is worse because I think it's like it's probably 6'3" in the air, the ball.
Yeah.
He gets lost under it somehow. And he has 2 Newcastle players behind him.
Yeah.
So Gabriel's fighting off too. Again, they were shoving him and he shouldn't have been given. But why did he not just... If he had just collected that, this whole thing, we wouldn't be talking about any of it.
Yeah.
Because... And all he had to... And the thing is, he's in the team to do that. They said he's so good at collecting crosses.
Yeah.
He's already been beaten by what... There's 2 that have cost us, essentially. So it's like... Ramsdale didn't make these many.
No, he didn't. And that's the thing.
Yeah.
I think they've both just been shocked by all of this. And on that note too, out of the 3 VR decisions, the push...
It's the push, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't mind the ball going out of play because I think it's so difficult and you can look at it from 10 different angles and make a different argument.
Yeah.
But there's just a push.
Yeah.
It's just a push.
Yeah.
You can't push people, like, especially when it's an aerial challenge.
Yeah.
Well, we can all do that then.
Yeah.
I'll push you over. I've won. Surprise,
Yeah.
surprise.
Well, like we were saying, it's literally 2 hands in the back of the head.
Straight arm.
Straight arms.
Yeah.
How was he supposed to do anything?
Let's not forget the hidden blade.
That one, I don't know how there's not even been like retrospective action. Like, it's one of those that...
I tell you why though, because there was so much noise elsewhere. This is
Yeah.
the issue. We've all forgotten about that now.
Yeah.
And it all got focused on this 5 minutes of madness. I was like, oh man. And maybe Havertz should have been sent off as well. Again,
Yeah.
I'm not against it. I don't think I'm for it, but I'm somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
I understand why he could have gone. So it's crap all round, but again, that didn't lead to goals.
Exactly. This was on the goal line.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's been a wild week. We've kind of covered a little bit of the Champions League tonight. We did some Newcastle, Arsenal, and the chaos that was. The chaos that was Chelsea and Spurs. My annoyance to just the media's love of Ange and hate of Arteta. And then the fact that referee that got demoted 2 weeks ago for a bad decision went down to the Championship, made a worse decision, and he's been promoted back up for City versus Chelsea this week. It's bizarre. But we're going to move into Prediction League. So you're just in time. I can tell you last week we did so badly.
Yeah.
We've got Joe won with 3 again.
Wow.
But with 3, me and Simon got 2. So Simon's got 37 overall, Joe 47, me 43. But Joe's got 6 wins overall. Simon's got 2. I've got 3. So Joe's running away with it, and I think he got the loot. You got the loot.
Did I actually get the loot?
1-1.
Oh, I told you. I envisioned the visual of the Luton players celebrating, which I saw for that very small chunk of time.
Yeah,
I saw it in my eyes.
Simon's like, could you call that again?
Every week we're going to do that now.
I tell you what, Luton have got a fun one this week as well. But game 1 is Wolves versus Spurs. And again, this is going to be more interesting because I think Wolves are very good.
Yeah.
They've been messed over with a lot of bad decisions. Talking about bad decisions, they've had some bad ones.
Yeah.
And Spurs are now without potentially Maddison, Romero, Van de Ven, Richarlison, and Doggy. And there's a couple others. Sessegnon.
Well, as long as they've got the goalkeeper, I'm sure they'll be okay.
I think this is the start of the Tottenham downfall that we're all going to join, and the dopamine's going to be high Saturday afternoon.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Wolves 2-0.
Yeah, I think so too. I'm going to go Wolves. I'm going to say 2-1.
Fair.
I think Tottenham will probably get a goal.
Son will score.
Yeah. But yeah, I think Wolves are showing a lot more than we expected. They've just been very unlucky. Spurs, I think the wheels have come off. Like, if that was just a loss, I wouldn't say so because you never know with games. But the way that game ended, I think
the
Wolves
injuries as well.
Yeah, there's too much there. Wolves are going to win that.
Yeah, I'm saying. I mean, it's just you can just tell these things happen, right? And now it's time for Tottenham to see what they kind of made up of when it comes to the squad.
Yeah.
I think 2-0 or 2-1. I'll go 2-1. I think Son will probably score.
Nice.
So,
It's got to be in it. All right, the next game is the first 3 o'clocker, and it's actually the Arsenal game. So we've got Arsenal v Burnley.
Woo!
I think Burnley aren't as bad as Sheffield United, but they're not as good as Luton.
Yeah.
Somewhere in between.
They can't win games. They just can't
Yeah.
win games. They struggle so hard to win matches.
Yeah.
And I with Arsenal this season, the one thing that has changed is we've become so much more sound defensively to a detriment of our attack.
Yeah.
But teams just don't, like I said earlier, Newcastle, if people are into XG, got 0.16 XG for that game outside of the goal.
Yeah.
So we restricted them to nothing except for essentially 5 different things going wrong.
Yeah.
But so I do think we'll stop them from scoring. It's just Eddie might be out now. Jesus is out until after international. Saka, there's talk that he's got a little lingering injury. Odegaard's injured. It's starting to worry me a little bit that we're not going to be able to figure. It's going to be too many square pegs in round holes.
Yeah.
And you've got Havertz, Trossard and Vieira trying to figure out an attack or something. So I'm going to go less than the 6-0 or 5-0 that I went for with Sheffield United. I'm going to go with 3-0.
Okay.
But I don't know where it's coming from yet.
Yeah, I think the depth, we've always talked about the depth we've got, which is really good. But the problem with the depth now is, like you said, it's too many pegs in the wrong holes. Like, you get to a point where you're playing so many people out of position, it gets a little bit disjointed. Like, kind of like when you watch the Carabao Cup games.
Yeah.
Like, they're all a group of good players. You expect something, but it just doesn't quite click the same way that first 11 does. Like, it's not quite the same. Yeah. But there's no way with the amount of XG that we stop, Burnley can break that down. That's not happening. I'm going to say 2-0 Arsenal.
Okay.
I think Kai 9's going to pop up and get a goal.
Kai 9.
I was also going to say 2-0.
Nice.
So just to make it different, I'll say 3-0.
Nice.
I do think it'll be 2, just because I think what will happen is we'll get an early goal. I think we'll then struggle to get a second.
Yeah.
And I actually think when we do get that, Arteta will go, just draw a line under it.
Let's get out of it.
Before the international break with a win, let's not have any funny business, and then we come back strong with. I don't know who we've got after the international breaks, like Brentford or something.
Yeah, Brentford away.
Yeah. Quite a tricky game. So let's just get this one done. But yeah, I'll say 3-0 for the predictions. But
cool. Yeah, I think we've got a favourable set of fixtures up until I think it's like the week before Christmas, is it?
Yeah.
There's a week before Christmas. I think we have Liverpool away the day before Christmas Eve. But before that, other than Villa away, I think it's all kind of winnable games.
Yeah.
So we do need to have, this is the run, because I think our end 10 games at the end of the season are like last year. It's just a nightmare.
Yeah.
So we have to get ahead. The next game is Palace v Everton. So I'm going to put you down for a draw, Simon. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm going to go 2-2.
Yeah. I don't know what to say about this game other than Everton have actually started to get a couple of results.
Yeah.
Palace have started to go the opposite way, but then got a good result this week. I have to go draw.
that has draw written all over it. I mean, Palace looked half decent at the start. Everton looked the opposite. They've kind of, it's like a balance now. They've gone the opposite way.
I'm going 0-0.
Yeah, I think they're going to cancel each other out. I'm going to say 1-1, just to be different.
I think their defences are good enough to keep goals out. That's
Yeah.
Here's an interesting one. This is the big one. Man United v Luton.
Woo!
Luton going to Old Trafford. The Theatre of Dreams. I'm gonna let Joe do it.
I don't know anymore. I let myself down last week.
I really think Man United are bad, and Luton showed a lot in that Liverpool game.
They really did.
It really could be the reason they stay up. I think at home is where they're going to do those types of things. I think they could be overwhelmed by Man United, but Man United are misfiring so badly.
And quite clearly, the atmosphere is terrible.
Yeah.
They just kicked Jordan Sancho out of the WhatsApp.
Yeah, just
at least one United player is going to be like, "What? It's pathetic." Okay, you've fallen out with him, but come on now.
That's so funny.
With the reserves or whatever.
Yeah, he has to get changed behind the academy area or something.
Jeez.
You fall out fine, but at least just keep treating him the same, so you're not going to play for the team.
I think Arsenal should put a £5 million bid in. I'll take it. He's clearly a good player.
Yeah.
This is so tough. I'm going to just... Okay.
1-1. That's right. I think Luton Town are going to score.
What do you think, Jay?
My heart's telling me Luton could go there and get something done, but you know what? Screw it. I'm going to go fully the other way that I did last time. I'm not going to go draw. I'm going to go Luton win.
What are you going to go?
I'm going to go Luton win 1-0.
I'll go Man United then 3-0. I'll just hedge the bet. I think Luton could do something, but Man United, you just don't know what you're going to get. So it could easily be Højlund finally, comes out and scores 2 goals.
That is my worry, because it feels like he's settling in. Going against a team that's clearly not of the level.
Yeah.
Smash them.
Yeah, so I'll take it. I hopefully Luton will get something, but
I'm hoping the positivity I'm throwing towards Luton, like it paid off this week, will continue to pay off. And if it does and they stay up because of it, I will get a shirt.
There we go. At the end of the season, you get a shirt.
I will get a Luton shirt.
Cool. We got Bournemouth v Newcastle. I've now got a deep disdain for Newcastle, so I'm going to go 2-0 Bournemouth.
Ooh!
I can't. I'm not.
Bournemouth don't score goals.
No, they don't. That's the big issue with my.
You've gone with a heart there, haven't you?
That's the big issue with my prediction. I just can't bet. I can't go with Newcastle.
I can't, but I'm going to have to push through the red mist. I'm going to push through the red mist with a flying forearm and say...
Not an elbow.
Not an elbow, no. To the back of the Bournemouth head. I'm going to go Newcastle 3-0.
No.
I think they're going to bang some goals there.
I hope not.
I am going to go 1-1. I think it's going to be a draw.
Oh.
I think Newcastle have been battered by this week. I really do. And I think Bournemouth won't care that they lost to Man City.
Yeah. Yeah.
So... I think Bournemouth could sneak a goal, then Newcastle. I think Newcastle will be all over them, but I think Bournemouth could hold on. I would draw on 1.
That'd be good.
Nice.
I like that. The next one, I think, Villa v Fulham. Villa have shown that they're a little bit suspect away from home. They go full Emery ball that we've all experienced. But at home, they are good. And Fulham, I do not think are good.
No.
So I'm going to go 3-0 Villa at home.
Whoop. I think...
2-0 Villa,
2-0.
Okay. I think Fulham have a goal in them.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to go 3-1. I'm going to go 3-1 Villa.
They got a goal in them, but it's still 3-1 loss.
Yeah. I think Villa will be too much for them, but
the next game...
Because Villa lost last week as well, I think they'll come back.
Yeah.
They're that kind of team, I think.
Yeah. Ollie Watkins, he seems to love being at home as well. Like, when they play at home, they just... 3-0, 3-1, that kind of score.
Yeah.
Brighton v Sheffield United.
Okay.
I would say 6 months ago this would be a massacre.
Yeah.
But I just don't know with Brighton at the minute. They're so hit and miss.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with... I was going to just go random and go 5-0 Brighton. I'm going to go 5-0 Brighton.
Okay. You're not far off where my head's at.
Oh, really?
I'm going to go 4-0 Brighton.
Okay.
I think this will be one of those weeks where they will just put it together because it's Sheffield United. I think they'll be okay.
Is it worth putting Matoma in your fantasy team?
I've already made my swap, so I've already made a transfer. I've got João Pedro, though, so...
Okay.
I'm going to go 3-0 Brighton.
Yeah.
Nice.
I was tempted to give Sheffield United a goal, but no, I don't think they will.
Yeah.
Especially because their 2 goals last week were just ridiculous. Yeah, I'll go 3-0. 3-0 Brighton. I think I agree. Brighton are going to ping around. I mean, Deserve said at the start of the year, he said this is going to happen because we're just not used to European competition.
Yeah.
They're playing tomorrow night, right? So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still think they'll win, though. I don't think Sheffield United are very good, and I think Brighton are great at home. So,
Yeah, I agree. The next game is Liverpool v Brentford.
Okay.
Liverpool are obviously figuring it out, but
They didn't have much in that Luton game, though.
it's weird. But then some games, because I find that if you ever like bet on shots on target, for example, of
Yeah.
Salah,
That's what I had on the Luton game, yeah.
you do like, oh, he have 1 shot on target minimum,
Yeah.
and you're so convinced that that'll definitely happen because it's Salah. And if you ever check a score, it's Salah score. When you watch it, sometimes he's just not in a game.
Yeah.
Completely.
He couldn't even bring a ball down.
Yeah, he's either doesn't do anything or he gets like 2 goals, 3 assists, and like, you just like, oh. So he's a bizarre player, but at home, I don't know, but I have this image of Brentford getting a draw, so I'm going to go 2-2.
Okay. No, I'm going to back Liverpool, I think. I think even after that they didn't really show much for Luton, albeit I'm going to put a lot of that praise on Luton.
Yeah.
Like, they did a crazy good job with that.
It was all Chong.
It was, yeah. Yeah, very good.
Simon just happily like nodding along. Yeah, it is.
I'm going to go 2-1 Liverpool.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to go for a Liverpool win.
Okay.
I go 1-0.
Oh.
Nice.
But Liverpool are really good, but they want to be really good.
Yeah.
I think Brentford are quite a stump team. They're not that easy to break down. And they've been doing better the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
What did they do last week? They beat West Ham. They came back, didn't they, from like 2-0.
Yeah. And they beat Chelsea the week before.
Yeah, it's that old boy. I think Liverpool wins. I think they're too good at home. But yeah, I think it'd be like a 1-0.
Yeah.
The next game is There's 2 left. There's a big one, and then this one, and there's West Ham v Forest.
Okay.
Forest coming off the big win at home to Villa.
Yeah.
West Ham, they lost to Brentford after beating us in the Carabao Cup. But I think in the league, that's West Ham have lost 2 in a row. West Ham, again, another one of these teams that I just don't know what you're going to get. You're either going to be... Jared Bowen's going to score... And by the way, he broke the record 6 away games in a row.
Wow.
Scoring a goal, which beats Salah and Henry's 5.
Wow.
So Jared Bowen's now the record holder. I don't know what you're going to get. Again, I always talk about Forest's counter-attack. But I don't think West Ham are going to pin him back.
Yeah.
So Forest's main kind of attack, I don't think is going to happen. And if you watch that Villa game, Emery had kind of, similar to Ange, had really pushed Villa right up. So Forest was just, the only thing they wanted to do was counter-attack. And they had a huge line to go against. So I think West Ham will win this. I think they'll win it 2-1.
Yeah, that's, on paper, that's a tough one, but I've got this vision in my head of West Ham at home.
Yeah.
Like, West Ham at home are a different animal.
Mm-hmm.
I think West Ham win that one. I'm going to go 2-1 as well. Yeah.
So, last 5 games, West Ham have gone lost, draw, win. And now the Forest have gone win, lost, draw. And you can actually look at the table, they're almost identical.
That's wild.
Literally almost identical. So I am going to say, mostly because I'm so far behind and I need points, that Nottingham Forest are going to win.
Okay.
And they're going to win 2-1. And this is finally when Hudson Odoi goes crazy. But again, I think it's going to be really tight, and because I think it's going to be so close, and someone could just nick a goal, and because I need to get up in this prediction round, I shall back Nottingham Forest.
I respect that.
I like it.
I respect it.
It's crazy as well, because do you think after 4 or 5 games, West Ham were top, I think, and everyone was talking about...
Yeah, and now they're literally, I just saw they're like 12th.
Yeah.
And only by a point, so like, it's crazy.
It couldn't happen to a nicer team.
The bottom 4 teams are so bad.
Yeah.
It's propping everyone else up. The last game is Sunday Night Football, Chelsea v City.
Oh, that's fun.
And again, Chelsea have done us. There's no way, but Chelsea did us a favour.
I saw Chelsea couldn't beat 9-man Tottenham. And then when they did do it, they were celebrating in the... Look, I actually like it when people celebrate. I think they should.
Yeah.
Come on. Even I was like, dudes, you struggled massively to beat 3/4 of a team. There's no way. If they beat Man City, I don't know what I'll do. I'll come up with something. I just can't see it. I can't see it. Chelsea are not a good team.
Chelsea took so long to figure out how to beat a line that was that high.
Yeah.
And there was only 9 of them. To go against now... City are going to be on them. And the only thing I say is the only way Chelsea can score is from counter-attacks and no balls over the top. It took them long enough to figure it out. So at least there's that.
They're better at teams that come at them. That's the problem. Oh, but the thing is, if they do that, if Man City come at them and they realise, they'll just stop.
Yeah.
Pass it around a bit. And Man City do it. It's not working.
Yeah, just keep it quiet.
Around for a while. Yeah, and then we just wait.
Draw them out.
Yeah, I'm going to say Man City win 3-1. That's what I'm going to say. And Chelsea's goal is going to be late too. Like the 88, 89 goal. City would just be like, can't be bothered. 3-1 City.
I'm actually going to go 1-1.
Okay.
I could see City. I could see Chelsea getting a goal on a counter mid first half.
Yeah.
Mudryk, maybe, and he just gets put away in a bit of speed because City don't like counter attack. You like in the Champions League, the only goals they ever conceded, like Young Boy scored one a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
It's just from the halfway line, just running through, and they don't know what to do. But once they get that goal, I think they're going to get deeper and deeper, and City will just figure it out. Probably Bernardo Silva or someone.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to go 1-0, and that's probably a little bit more wishful thinking.
Yeah, like tactically, they couldn't be more opposite. Like this game's perfect for City and not perfect for Chelsea.
Yeah.
I would love to play devil's advocate for one time.
You can't, though, can you?
I can't. It's going to be Man City. I think 3-0. I don't think Chelsea will be able to score. Goodness me.
Well, that is all the games this week, and then we'll see how that gets on. Next week is an international break. Another one. It's just as soon as you feel like you're getting in any kind of rhythm, there's just an international break. But I think we're good now after that until I think it's March is the next international break after it. So get this one out of the way, and then we just got football every 2 or 3 days. Probably every day of the week. There's probably a Champions League game and then a Carabao Cup or something.
Yeah.
So, it'll be thick and fast after the international break. So next week I think we'll come up with something to talk about that maybe because I don't want to talk about the international break. So maybe we'll come up with a concept.
Oh yeah, okay.
Something we could do. That. Maybe a mid-season review or something. I don't know. We'll come up with something. But Simon, where can they follow you?
They can follow me at Simon316, depressingly, and also check me out What Culture Wrestling. You can find my YouTube channel at Simon Miller, and I do have a TikTok at Simon J Miller, but I never use it. But you can follow me anyway, should you wish. Yeah, you should do that.
Nice, and you can follow us at ByTBL on all forms of social and. The brothers are on YouTube, I believe. I don't know why. I feel like I haven't said that in a long time. And TikTok, I think we're by TBO as well. But no, and also you can like and subscribe to this podcast. Give us a 5-star review, all those kind of things. Tell your friends about it. Sit down in a room and listen to our podcast.
Oh, no, listen.
Why not? Joe, do you have any kind of outro?
I do.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm interested to see what this one is.
We doing it now?
Yeah. Okay. Go for it.
So this weekend... Vincent's going to have to start a new company because when we roll that big old cannon onto the pitch, Burnley are going to have to invest in turf more.
Oh.
Come on, Arsenal!
Yeah, that's not too bad, actually.